welcome, willkommen to your Psychic Tarot reading with me, Natalee, spelled Natalee. If this is your first time viewing a tarot reading, just observe your own body, thoughts, and emotions for any kind of reactions, subtle or strong. That means you are resonating with this message and can benefit from its guidance. If you'd like to know when I upload or live stream messages here on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, WatchNatalee, and toggle the notification bell. If you'd like to connect on social media, I am on TikTok. Go ahead and follow that account, WatchNatalee, and please block and report any other accounts. Lastly, always remember that time spirals. All my messages are timeless. You can learn more about me, my psychic work, how to retain my services, or how to learn how to do your own forecasting and psychic tarot readings. Everything is down below in the description box. Without further ado, let's open up your message. So I'm not sure what's happening with the other little camera that I usually have here. So Mercury is still in shadow but direct, so we're just going to go with the flow. We're going to pull from the download jar, and we have Mr. Ichabod protecting it. What's interesting is that this is the jar that I used to catch that spider, and when I left him, this was turned over, and when I did let him out, I re-released him out into the natural wild. I was going to wash the jar, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating this story. I don't remember when I said this to you, or maybe it was on Patreon, but I came back to the jar and I didn't want to wash it because the energy felt so much higher. It felt so much better. Spiders have really great auras, and they have really wonderful energetic fields, just so you know. Okay, your message. You are on a train. Oh gosh, my hands are so long. Okay. I don't know what this little symbol is either. That might mean something to someone. I don't remember writing that little symbol. I don't know what it means. I don't know. So we are going to open up this download. Whew. Okay, so you are going somewhere. You are on a train, and I don't know if you know where it's going. Some things that came up in your pre-meditation for this reading, I picked up crocodiles. Okay, I picked up crocodiles or alligators. I don't remember the difference. And it's where you see like the tops of their eyes, like they're just sort of like, you know, floating, swimming, chilling. And then there's like this whole, there's under the water of their like funny little bodies. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but they look really funny underwater. When on the surface, they look really like, you know, like really intense. That came through. Also, I like this. There's a very great rapport that you have with someone, or that you're going to be having with someone, where it's just like these zingers that you and this person just go back and forth, like boom, 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 boom. And it's really clever. It's really smart. It feels kind of sexy. This is very like sapiosexual. If you know, maybe you and someone read the same books or like the same things, or I don't know, maybe it's just like daily life. You just make it more, if you're living with someone, maybe just make it more fun or something. But it just feels like there's this really, I'm getting the energy that ping pongs back and forth, and it feels like it's on the words. Like I'm feeling that someone is hitting certain, this might be like rhyming. This could also be just like the emphasis on the syllables and how you and this person are kind of going back and forth. So that came through. And then one last thing, I remember there were three, because I don't stop and get out of the meditation to write it down. I use my memory palace to kind of keep them organized. So there was three. The last one is that song by those guys. Sound of Silence. Sound of Silence. Okay, the Sound of Silence. So now that we have all of that juiced up, let's go ahead and start. We're going to start with the holographic here. Okay. Tell me more about this energy on a train. This just feels a little bit fast, not out of control. It's on a track. It's just fast. So let's see what this means for you. Tell me more about this. You are on a train. It feels a little bit Inception-y, not gonna lie. It feels a little bit like, okay, so, but in like the good, exciting way. So let's go ahead and start. What's the strongest energy for, thank you. Got 3 cards here. We've got, let's do it together. King of Swords, 3 of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Follow my voice, in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You got this. The strongest energy you have here is a very overwhelming victory, a very overwhelming breakthrough, a very overwhelming breaking of the barrier, breaking of a new frontier for you mentally. This is a new path of mental health, mental stability, mental security, or for some of you, a very specific disappointment that was very difficult for you to move beyond and move from, and to honestly 100% truly put it behind you and move forward with your life. This could also be for someone that you may know, if you know, depending on, you know, the little pieces that resonate. Everything else are Scooby snacks for someone else. So this, I'm loving to see this King of Swords here. This is that grounding, authoritative, very strong. Okay, I'm getting a divine masculine. They're a woman. And I'm getting this woman is almost like they're very either sexualized, or they're extremely outwardly, they project a lot of femininity, but they don't behave that way necessarily, and they don't act that way. They actually are very strong masculine energies. And what I mean by that masculine energy, it's very pointed, of course, but it's very searching, and it's very, like this King of Swords actually feels like a woman. It feels like someone who is, I don't know, I'm not really getting anything from their feminine energy. Doesn't mean that they're not also divinely feminine, but it really feels, I mean, this could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. It doesn't have to be. But I'm just getting that there's almost that there's something. Honestly, this feels a lot like Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, all of her big 3 are masculine signs, and when you have something like that, it creates an overcompensation. So, you know, she's kind of like this divine masculine. However, she's literally the sexiest woman ever known to man, and it's like that's her legacy. That's her image, and that image has been imprinted in the collective mind. And so, it's kind of like that. That's what it feels like. So in any case, that's a little bit about that. This 3 of Swords, that is a disappointment, clearly. Something has not, or you know, is not living up to your ideal, not living up to your standard, and this could be some kind of disappointment with that was just mentally difficult to accept. So the fact that it's here with this Ace of Cups, I feel is the emotional, the feminine energy. And when I say feminine energy, this is open, vulnerable, receptive, nurturing, accepting, and like just secure in a very different way, and very magnetic and very attracting. So there's just this overflow and overwhelm of healing, and perhaps even some kind of mental peace associated with it. We're going to open this up more. Okay, we're getting the second position. Let's go. What else can you tell us about this energy? What else can you tell us? What else needs to come out? What message am I here to deliver? 3 more cards. Let's do this together. The Temperance, 6 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice. Something is coming into balance for you or for someone else, that when it comes into balance for them, it affects you. This is something that's been kind of, it's been in an extreme. It feels very like it's been off balance or off kilter for quite some time. And it finally comes into its correct, almost like a very precise instrument for measurement. And it could be financial. It could be having to do with your groundedness, your sense of security, your sense of safety. For someone, it's sexuality. For someone here, it's, for someone, this is, I'm getting sexual, sexual energy. So you know how there's where you okay, for people that have this organ, this body part, where you bring the dragon to rear without expelling fluids. Gosh, that's like the, I feel like that's the most dignified way that I could say that. It's kind of like that, where I'm getting that someone, when the psychic force is restrained, its power is doubled. So I'm getting that, but with sexual energy with this card. It's Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't have to be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. It can be, doesn't have to be. This is just part of your message. So someone may embody a specific archetype of sexual balance, where they are very, not only do they care for, like, nurture and like take care of themselves physically, mentally, spiritually, sexually, materially, financially, business, and like all of those ways, like that's the epitome of this energy, and it's divine feminine energy. And there's a sense of accomplishment here. There's a sense of having achieved certain things. Like this is someone that doesn't just care for themselves, they care for a constituency, or they care for a constituency, a family, a tribe, a community, a group of people. And they've achieved this perfect balance. It's taken a long time, because this is that Temperance energy where you're like, you know, between the 2 cups until it's like even. So we like that. Very, very nice. We'll get one more row. One more row. Thank you. There's more cards. Well, yeah, let's do this together. Ace of Wands, 6 of Cups, and 3 more cards, and the 2 of Wands. Very nice. You might actually be on a train or in a car. I'm just getting that whoo, 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 whoo. Like everything, kind of this motion of every, like the blur of everything. Let's see, bottom of the deck. Okay, you have the star, the Ace of Swords. You have the Ace of Swords and the star, and the Hanged Man. Wow. I'm getting headphones, not earbuds, headphones. Like actual round, like something protruding, something big that you're listening to, perhaps on the train or in the car or on the way somewhere, perhaps on a plane. But it's somewhere, or in a car, but like being driven on an Uber, but it's like you're in motion listening to this music. Okay, so this last row here, Ace of, and maybe I'll put it up like somewhere over here. Ace of Wands, Six of Cups, and the Two of Wands. We did Two of Wands for our tarot talk for May, so if anyone's interested, those classes are available for individual purchase, and they are included in the Kings and Queens tier over on the Patreon. We have replaced Astrology 101 in the Emperor and Empresses tier with body language reading and intuition study. Okay, this is weird, but I'm getting something that this happens. Like, see how the hand is? I'm getting that the thumb goes forward and it's like a straw or something kind of goes forward. Just saw that. Okay, so this is, someone might be pushing the button on something. You may be going back with the Six of Cups. There may be something or someone that was very endearing to you, that really got to your heart space. And this person may be far away from you. If it's a person, there might be a new beginning here. There might be a start over, a redo, or there could have even been like a false start with something. And this is even you or someone practicing really strong discernment. And we need that. We need discernment, and we need awareness, and we need free will choice. We need all of those things together. And we can't have the free will choice without discernment. We can't have discernment without the free will choice. Okay, I'm getting that you've been thinking about this. Is something's been like, the mind has been, all the calculations have been going mentally, and you're going with your impetus. You have three aces here. You have the Ace of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands, and you have the Ace of Swords. So this is a massive push for a strong beginning for you. It is built on the healing mentally, like whatever this new beginning is for you, it is mixed in. It's like, it's really starting, it's really moving forward. And so I feel like you couldn't fully release and move on from something until something else started. It's almost like it wasn't, like something wasn't real. Something makes something else real. This is almost like you can't, you have a hard time getting over a breakup until you meet, the next person. Maybe you take a year or a month or whatever to do all of the self-focusing and to like re-regulate and to get used to being an individual again, getting used to being just living your life without thinking about this other person as a factor in your life or that kind of thing. Like you kind of reset, like a true reset, but you still have that, like maybe it's just like a hangover or something. And then you meet this next person and it's a total Now you really could leave it behind because you're getting into something new here. That's like an example. It's not always going to be that for every single one of you, but it's got that vibe to it. It's got that feeling. Now, overall, with these extremely spiritual energies of the Hanged Man and this star and the Ace of Swords, there may be a critical piece of information. There may be a critical message, a crucial message that comes through or that you send out, a very life-changing conversation. Oh my God, I'm getting that you're on the platform and you have a choice to get on this train or to get on this train. And it's like totally up to you. It's your choice. It's up to your level of awareness, your level of discernment to be able to make the best choice for you, to be able to make the right choice for you, and to make a conscious choice, to make a choice that is not really being driven and ruled by your subconscious, maybe self-sabotaging mechanisms, maybe a subconscious yearning to repeat a trauma, or your subconscious yearning to relive your parents' lives, or like something like that. This is like, with the star and the Hanged Man, you're like at this platform and you're like making this choice from such a grown, expanded. It's awareness that gives us growth and expansion. Nothing goes out, nothing expands without becoming aware of certain things and understanding more and learning more. Let's start opening this up more because there's so much more here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the astral for this King of Swords, Three of Swords, and this Ace of Cups. I think I'll put the cards at the end. I think I'll do that. Okay. Okay. I'm taking a lot of really big, deep breaths and kind of breathing more shallowly than I normally breathe. So I feel like there might be something kind of like, okay, getting on this train or doing the, there might be some with that. Tell me more about this King of Swords and the Three of Swords and this Ace of Cups, please. What do we need to know? What do we need to know about these energies? What do we need to know? Ooh, thank you. I've got 2 cards. Huh? Okay. Double star. Very aqua. This is very Aquarius energy with this double star and the King of Swords. I'm telling you, this judgment with the Three of Swords here, this is, I feel like your heart may be going, your heart, and more than that though, it's the expectation, the mental expectation, this mental renewal regarding the ideal that you set out for yourself, what you actually wanted, what you expected, how you saw things happening, how you saw it going, how you saw it coming together, who you thought it was going to be, all of those kinds of little details. Something didn't work out. And now you know for certain that judgment, and the star is roping in this Hanged Man and the star and the Ace of Swords. So now you know, and beneath that, the Queen of Swords. So you really do know once and for all. You know what train you're on. You know where it's going. And honestly, this double star, these are the best cards to get for, some of the best cards you can get to go with this Three of Swords, because after a loss, after a defeat, after pain, it's what you do with it that makes or breaks you. What you do with that energy either makes you learn from it, you take that hard lesson and you move forward and you make better choices without caving in. When something doesn't go right, you learn the lessons without caving in on yourself. and you make it. Or it's too much, overwhelming, it's a big burden, you're disappointed, you're upset, you're depressed, it's a horrible, humiliating defeat or disappointment, and it breaks you. It breaks you down, and you do cave in. And you think you're at rock bottom, it's a trap door, it goes lower. So this, I feel, is such a great swooping in of helping to make you. And I'm so happy to see this King of Swords here, because you're able to look at your own emotion, you're able to look at your own disappointment, you're able to look at your own, like that meme, like, oh, how my expectation, how I hurt myself with my own expectations. It's kind of like that. So there's a very healthy level of detachment here as well. It's enough detachment where you can learn from everything that's happening around you. And I feel like you almost gave up. Like you almost gave up hope. And this is proving to you once and for all that hope got you there. Hope helped make you. Hope helped you get on the right train. Okay, let's take a, and you know, because of the Queen of Pentacles, because of what I'm getting for this Queen of Pentacles, we are going to use the Tarot of Sexual Magic.
I know you're playing your part, but baby, it's breaking my heart. How could I know if you don't need me?
Okay. Tell us about this Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. No, not the Six of Swords. Six of Pentacles and the Temperance, please. Right away we have a card. That is the Death. Wow. Okay, this, she does not mess around. I'm getting a superhero with this, you guys. So it came up in somebody's weekly on Monday. Oh, I think it was Aquarius. I think it was actually Aquarius. A reading, the download was the childhood of a god. And I mean, it was really cool. It was a really cool reading. And so I think I was getting Superman, but I don't know. I didn't know anything about Superman. So I was talking about Batman. But I realized, I'm like, you know, I've never seen a Superman movie. I don't know anything about Superman. So I went on my last night, and I'm recording this on Tuesday, and I put in Superman, and all of these like older movies came up, but I knew that they made a newer one. I knew a newer one was made, so I couldn't find it though. So, and then I forgot that it's called Man of Steel. So I went and found Zack Snyder, the director, and looked in his filmography and like found it. I'm like, oh my God, that's right. It was called Man of Steel. So I watched it last night, and it was such a good movie. They did so good. It was so wonderful. It was so great. I did use an alien. It was well done to everyone. It was just perfect. Every single little bit of it was so very well done. I know it's embarrassing. I'm like, what's it like? That was like 10 years ago. Like, I'm like so. Anyway, so I'm kind of getting, you know, this sort of, and here's what I saw about that film is that the biggest difference between Kal-El and the rest of the humans wasn't that he has like, you know, super strength and like he can do this and he can do that and he can like do all this stuff. The biggest difference is that he believed in doing the right thing. And he wanted to be kind. And he wanted to help. That's what set him apart. More than all of the other stuff. And he always felt very out of place for both of those reasons. It wasn't until he was 33, which is really interesting that they say that in the film. I wonder if that is meaningful in maybe like the comic books or something. But that is what I call the Jesus year, because Jesus was, I think, 33 when all the stuff happened. And that is when all of his natural guidance of what he felt was right lined up with his fate. Fate brought him the opportunities. Fate brought him to the choice, which is what you're at here. You're at the choice. You've been feeling something inside that has not resonated with the outside world, and it's been leading you. Maybe this is like a compounding disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, and it's just been very mentally painful to continue to bear these mental disappointments when you are just guided to something and it just keeps blowing up on you, like Cal or Clark. And so when fate brought him that opportunity, for him, he stepped into it because he had built up enough mental resilience and mental strength where he, even through those first 33 years, kept getting disappointed by life and the world and like grifting and drifting and like just, you know, passing through all these different people and jobs and towns and things, that he found his place of belonging and recognized it, and he never compromised that guidance where he got confused or he really tried too hard to fit in. And when fate brought him the opportunity, he steps into it, and it just aligned for him because there it is. His whole life, he wanted to do the right thing. He wanted to help people. He wanted to use his power for good. He wanted to be, he wanted everyone to be that way. He wanted everyone to just like do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Let's just help each other, you know? And so he just like, yeah, I'll wear that cape, you know? He just like, shit. And, you know, just when Russell Crowe, all the people that were in that movie, oh my God, Michael Shannon, yes. Chicago. So, you know, when Russell Crowe's telling him, you know, you can be this symbol for good and to inspire people to do the right thing and to be a good, like, he was just like, I'm here for it. Yes is my answer. Like, it just took him zero time to figure that out, to decide. He didn't have to sleep on it. He didn't have to think. He's like, wow, you know, it finally met. And then he became self-actualized. And what it turned out to be when Michael Shannon was like, I was bred for this. I was bred for this. Where did you train? On a farm? He didn't. He underestimated him, which is very strong. I would always rather, you know, be underestimated. His training had nothing to do with all of that stuff that Michael Shannon was talking about. His training was mental strength. His training was the mentality. His training was to stay who you are, even when the entire world for 33 years tells you it doesn't care, it doesn't like you, you're not worth anything, or it's wrong, you have the wrong impulse, you have the wrong guidance, you know, the world is evil, the world is crooked, everyone's going to be the same, everyone's making bad, the world's doomed, and like it's doom and gloom, and it's all this stuff. And there's a total wiping of this energy. Particularly for some of you, it's sexual energy. There's something with, I don't know if it's charisma or actual sexuality, or if it's your, maybe for some of you, this could even just be the creative energy, where the inspiration to create, or the channeling, the creative channeling for artistic projects, or for children, or for your family, or for how you are showing up in your community, how you are showing up, how you are using your regenerative energy and your regenerative quality it's coming into balance with this new start, with this fresh. This is like I'm channeling it as you're on the platform choosing a train, and the download says you're on the train. So you've already made the choice, like in the Matrix. You're just here to understand why you made it. But if we're analogizing for the film I just saw last night, this is when it all goes down, and he learns who he is, and he feels, how does it feel to oh, that's why I'm so different. That's why I'm different. Oh my God, that's what it means. That's what it means. It's balance. The Six of Pentacles is about an equal give and take. It's a balance between what you share with others and what they share with you, what you receive versus what you give out. Equality, like true equality. Let's read from the bookie book. Because it will make you feel so grounded. So grounded. Like he just sort of changed after that. He's like, I got this. My purpose, it's clear. Okay, the death energy. Abandon. Sublimation of the instinct. Temporary abstinence from sex reinforces your desire. A relationship undergoing a transformation. Even the end of things must be accepted serenely. This clearly tying in with the download here and the channeling that I'm channeling for you, where there will probably be an end to something that you created. There will probably be an end to some vessel that had been receiving your psychic force, your psychic energy, your sexual force, your sexual energy, or your creative regenerative energy. But it's only to put you into balance, and you may have somewhere else to put it. You may have somewhere else to channel it. You may have somewhere else to, like starting a forest and growing a forest. Okay, this forest is taking care of itself. I'm going to go start a new forest in another country. Kind of like that. That's a weird example, but there it is. Okay, let's take a look at this over here. The Ace of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Wands. I do feel like we're going to use the Tarot of Sexual Magic again. Because of the Two of Wands, and this is very phallic, so let's go for it. Oh, Mother of Pearl, okay.
I know you play your part, but baby, it's breaking my heart. How could I know?
And we have the Four of Wands. Give me a moment here. There's nothing being shown. You can show it. You can see it. You can see it. You can see it. Playing the magic of the seven beans. There are seven beans. Didn't see them. Sexual intent is born of play and enjoyment, just as harmony is born of happiness. Okay, I'm getting the banter back and forth. So how it's written here, just as harmony is born from happiness, I'm getting kind of the unbalanced part where someone may insist on happiness before harmony, or they insist on something before harmony, instead of just choosing harmony immediately and letting everything else follow, instead of just choosing harmony and letting happiness follow. I'm getting I got that part, that lower vibrational part of it, but I'm getting also the higher vibrational part of this, where there's just that play, how it says sexual intent is born of play and enjoyment. I'm picking up people, this could be you, this could be a couple, it's like they banter back and forth. Wait, how do I do it? That's it. How to get my groove in. Okay. It's like they banter back and forth, and they that's That's like their foreplay. That's just, but it's fun, it's play, it's enjoyment, it's no pressure, it's no stress. And out of that, if you are in one of those crusty, stale relationships and the fire has died, that is how you can relight. For some of you, you could be reconnecting with someone where there's sexual attention and there was no acting upon that. And for some of you, this is where there may be a person that is going to be very crucial in either working with you, collaborating with you, or helping you, or you might be helping this person to bring out the expression of their enjoyment, the expression of their fun, the expression of their play. And that could be through creative work, that could be through whatever have you. So I feel like the choice is so clear for you now. It's clear. I do want to take a look at the Ace of Swords. I do want to use the Tarot Sexual Magic. Ooh, okay. Why did I do that? Now there's so many cards. Okay. Well, I guess it's very loquacious, and you actually have another Ace of Chalices. You have the Queen of Wands, the Boot. This gives me such burlesque energy where it's like just taking off this boot is so sexy and so sexual. Okay, Queen of Wands, very spicy, very vivacious, very confident, not afraid to try things, not afraid to just go do it, not afraid to just, have fun. It's about the fun and it's about the play and enjoyment. Three of Pentacles, that looks great. Collaboration. The Ace of Chalices. This is after the fact. The Queen of Pentacles again, although this one's a little bit icier in this deck. Queen of Pentacles, okay, we're taking all of these, of course. The Empress. Oh, I hope I can, we've got nips. But she is like the master of her domain, very confident. I just felt like, I'm not surprised that we're getting a whole bunch of cards, because this Hanged Man felt a little bit constipated to me. It felt like there was just such a big energetic build up, and that it just needed to just, so there might be just like this overflow of words, feelings, conversation, messages, and blah, blah, blah. And it could even be because of a change of heart or change of perspective, and even talking this through, how you're overcoming something that was super difficult, or how you're overcoming, something that was maybe even just repeatedly disappointing, or, what have you. Let's dive in. Let's start with this Queen of Wands. We have the two queens here. So now the Queen of Pentacles. You have all this feminine energy. Queen of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles and this Empress. Let's actually start with the Empress. Let's do the major arcana first. The Empress. Invitation. The magic alphabet. The prerequisite of magic is thought. Once put into action, the idea generates reality. Let me read that again. The prerequisite of magic is thought. Once put into action, the idea generates reality. Props to all of my Hierophants and High Priestesses, present and past, because what I teach in that's the highest tier on my Patreon. It's far and above and beyond any other conventional class and even astrology classes that you guys will ever attend or hear about or see. It's not because and that's because it's not just reading things and memorizing things and remembering things and remembering information. You're actually doing things. You're actually doing stuff. You're actually changing things. So that's kind of what I'm getting with this. Once put into action, the idea generates reality. So that's it's the highest tier. It's not a lax tier. Like, you do a lot, you do stuff. So only when you're ready to actually do stuff and to train and to practice and be an X-Men, that's for my high priestesses and hierophants. And so just so you guys know, it's just for yourself. It's as far as like what you're ready to take on and what you're ready to commit to and what you're ready to do on your part, on your side of things. It's like I said, it's not like a course that you just download or not videos you replay over. It's not things you read and memorize. It's totally different. Okay, so that's the Empress. Beautiful. So something has germinated, something has been growing, possibly even in the dark, and it's beginning to fruit with the Ace of Swords. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the Ace of Chalices, Ecstasy, the magic of the comb and brush. Loving magic, crowned by success, satisfaction, festivities, good reasons to be happy and in love. Good reasons to be happy and in love. In love with your mind, in love with your life, in love with this new start for yourself, in love with the choices that you make for yourself and for your life, that you're happy to be on the train that you're on. Love it. Okay, Three of Pentacles. Warmth, the magic of the earthenware pot. In order to become meaningful, a relationship must be able to offer warmth and protection. You must give in order to be able to receive. Isn't it so nice to just relax? And we have Miss Queen of Pentacles, coolness, the magic of the bay leaves. You must fight coolness and convince your partner to be generous, both sentimentally and materially. This will bring serenity, safety, and sincerity into the couple. And then you had the Death card to clarify that row, the Queen of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles and this Temperance. So, like I said, you're pulling back from something, but only to be able to put it into either what you really care about, what you really love, or where you're really being guided. So just like Superman, take that as, inspiration that, sure, maybe for the first 33 years, you just have been very out of place because you're an alien. But you'll know where you belong. You'll figure it out. They'll come for you. You'll get signs. You'll get your downloads, and fate will bring you the answers. But then you will have the choice of what destiny to choose, what train you're going to go on. So this, I feel like this very much speaks to that. This double Queen of Pentacles, and then the Death, Temperance, Six of Pentacles, to correct that imbalance of your energies. Okay. And last but not least, we have the Queen of Wands. Undressing. Magic of the entwined rings. Honesty and devotion between partners are born of daily pleasures. You must seduce your partner every day as if it were always the first time. I like that about this Queen of Wands. She keeps it fresh. She keeps it fresh. Keeping it fresh. And that's what I like about this double star energy too. What this is, all these cards are clarifying. The Star, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Swords is that always inspiration. Always pulling from the heavens, always pulling down your downloads, always pulling energies, always pulling creativity, always pulling more, filling your cup, filling your own cup. My cup runneth over. It's the Holy Grail. So there's so much creative energy. There's so much emotional energy, and really mental healing too. It's kind of all here for you. You are on a train. Like you're going to be stepping into some dream, or stepping into a different reality, stepping on a different timeline. Is there any more guidance? There is. We have the magpie. Reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. Actually, that's adorable that it's right there over the message. Reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. For anyone that might be having trouble with that double Queen of Pentacles and the death energy, to kind of let go and wipe the slate clean, triple confirmation for that. Because you're only reducing your power when you do that. You're only cutting down your effectiveness and scattering the energies, and just boil it down to the priority. But I feel like this Ace of Swords is going to come in and really kind of be clearly laying it out for you, just like the ship came from outer space, where Clark went on the ship and he did the little and he did the thing, and then and like all this in Dad's consciousness. Like that's a pretty clear Ace of Swords moment. Okay, and bottom of the deck you have the Pelican. Choose to follow the path, a path here, of forgiveness and raise your vibration. So for some of you so this is like when, I keep wanting to call him Kal-El. This is when Cal maybe it's, I know there's more movies after that. Maybe it's because I just saw the first one. Which is ironic because I worked on one of them. But this is almost like when Cal forgives and releases all of those memories of when the humans were human. And when, it's like he forgives the 33 years that he had led, being so misunderstood, not knowing where he belonged, just knowing that he had this guidance to do the best and try to help people and try to be kind. And, in the world where that was not appreciated, he wasn't compensated for it, he wasn't awarded anything, he wasn't thanked for it, and just didn't have an identity to go along with that. Well, didn't have an identity to go along with that, with what his guidance was. So that fate kind of brought him the identity. It brought him the little symbol that is not an S, and the cape, and the suit. So for you, just use that imagery. Watch that movie. You probably already have. I'm embarrassingly late to this movie, but just think of it in your mind's eye, to forgive all of that. Let it go. Really move on from this energy, because you are now Superman. You are now, gosh, I just feel so different now, because my entire life, my favorite superhero has always been Batman. And in fact, Batman was my first word that I said as a little itty bitty baby. That's because my father did that. He trained me to say, I'm Batman. But I think I just said Batman. So, but I feel like I relate to Bruce Wayne, but now I feel very much like, wow, Superman was like an alien. I relate to that. My Aquarian moon really relates. Okay, so that's your guidance. Love you guys forever and ever and always. Like I said, if you'd like to know when I upload or live stream more of your messages here on YouTube, subscribe to the WatchNatalee channel. To connect with me on social media, I am on TikTok, same handle, WatchNatalee. Please block and report other accounts. There's like one other account that's like, I don't know, I think it's kind of weird, whatever. So just block and report them. I will not message you or you know how that goes. So take care. Let us know how this all goes. This is very, very interesting. If you are watching this when it premieres on Wednesday, June the 8th of 2022, I'll be very curious to see. Let's just do a little test, because something happens. There was something about the new moon in Gemini, which we recently had, where it was conjunct this, I can't pronounce it. Anyway, it's going to have a heliacal rising this weekend of like June like 9th, 10th, 11th, and it's a manifestation point. So just let us know in the comments below. As you guys know, I always like to test everything, every single little thing, astrology, and especially the psychic work and the energy work, and working the energy specifically. And so it would be great. I would love to see if this activates, or, I've just sort of read a little bit about this and I want to test it out. So we can all test it together if you'd like. Go ahead and comment below. It might get lost in the other things happening this weekend with the Mercury trining Pluto and Venus conjuncting Uranus, but we will know by the nature of what it happens to be. So it's Aldebaran. This is not the right moment for me to try and pronounce this word. Anyway, it's associated with a lot of success and a lot of this sort of warrior, triumphant, victorious spirit, and it's in Gemini. So I'll talk about it more next week and we'll see what happens. I love you guys. Take very good care, and until your next message, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.
Suddenly, the world I used to know, I see it differently. You woke me from a dream, now here's reality.